my wounds choose my partners. Sometimes people we fall in love with are not chosen by our hearts, but our wounds. In today's episode, we explore how unresolved trauma, emotional neglect, and psychological conditioning can unconsciously shape the partner we attract and tolerate. We'll talk about trauma, bonds, emotional dependency, psychological domination, lack of boundaries, and painful cycle of confusing control with love. Joining me today in this conversation is my co-host, Annick Maria, as together we reflect on how past wounds can influence relationships, self-worth, attachment, and the journey back to healthy love and emotional freedom. This episode is not about blaming ourselves for what we experienced and has happened in the past. It's about becoming aware of not repeating the same pain, because healing begins the moment we realize love should never cost us our identity, our peace, our boundaries. Welcome, Maria, Annick Maria.
Thank you.
The floor to you.
So, as a highly sensitive person, and I'm going to repeat that every time because it's important, it's different than most other people, and 1/5 of the planet is highly sensitive, by the way. So, as a highly sensitive woman, I realize now, I chose my partners from a deep wound. I was thinking I had bad luck at the moment in time, but it was not like that. I chose my partners from a deep, deep father wound. My dad, who I loved, was emotionally unavailable, and that resulted in me, as a becoming teenager and then a young woman, resulting in me craving for protection and belonging and masculine energy. Basically, what I have missed, what my daddy could not give me. And
Yeah.
for me, it was an escape in the club world. When I was old enough, clubbing became my escape to survive.
Refuge, basically. Say, okay, there's
Yes.
nothing here, nothing at home. Let's go and find something outside.
Yes, like that. Um, so the day, the day I met him, the day I saw him, I remember I was a pretty girl, and in the beginning I looked a bit like a wallflower, very innocent. By the time I dressed differently, but in the beginning I was the nice little cute flower dress, very very innocent and very pretty, and people know
How
that.
old were you?
I was 17, I think, when I met him.
Okay, very young, yeah.
Very young. And I was allowed to go to the club now and then till 12 o'clock at night,
Mm-hmm.
Not too long. When I was 18, okay, that changed. But at that time, so when I came there, and I was very happy to be there, because there it was like, ooh, I could let myself go. I could dance. I loved dancing. I still love dancing. Dancing is healthy, but the environment was not so healthy. There were certain individuals who were, what I didn't know at the time, not so healthy. And because I was missing all those things, my eye fell on a very masculine, alpha male prototype of guy. And there he was with the long hair, in a ponytail, long hair. He had like this cocoa brown skin, and I could see he was the leader of the gang. And I felt like immediately like smitten. I thought, oh, I want to be with him. because he is the boss of the whole thing and he's going to protect me. And I had this whole glorifying idea of love that time, that I was gonna be with him and it was all gonna be rainbows and butterflies. So I went for him and I got him. He chose me. So I was like, I was very not seduced is the word. I was very, I don't know what is the word.
Naive.
No, not happy also. Hmm. I even don't know the word to describe it. I was so happy. I felt special that he chose me.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
felt
Yeah.
very
So.
special. And with my dad, I didn't have that. My dad was not,
Mm-hmm.
I am sure I was my daddy's little girl, but he could not express that. And this
Yeah.
man found a way to make me feel so super special. And I was, that guy, that evening, he laid a foundation of luring me in. I was so smitten by him. Was I was wanting to do anything to be with him. That one, my eyes looked at him and it was like, "Oh, I have to have it." I was like hypnotized. I was
Yeah.
hypnotized by him, and I was ready to do
Especially,
everything.
yeah, 17, that's your first love. And, it's not even love. It's how you saying? Anyway, that first love, it's called the first love. You don't understand anything anymore. You just get lost into this
Yes,
fantasy. The first, yeah, encounter with the other sex. And you say, oh, okay,
it was
yeah.
total chemistry. It was so intense, and my highly sensitive body was the hormones were everywhere. So I thought this was happiness and love. I thought in my mind and in my body, but it was not. My body was already confusing everything, but I did not know that at that time. So I stepped in by saying yes, by letting him choose me and saying yes, I want to be your girlfriend. I was not knowing what was coming to me. So I said yes. I was attracted to him. So basically, I was attracted to protection, to
So he
belonging.
was a big guy. So was it the security you felt?
Yes,
Was he a big guy?
he was, yeah, very muscle-like and big and, yeah, very
Okay, so exactly,
masculine.
there's that sense of she's gonna give me the security I need and that
With a
love, and
leather
he's gonna
jacket,
hug me.
Yes, with a big leather
Yeah,
jacket. He had this alpha male look. When you nowadays you find that in the gym, those big muscly men with they look strong and they're gonna
yeah,
build
yeah.
your whole world. They're gonna build a kingdom together with you. That's in my mind how I thought it was going to be. That was the dream. That was the abuser in disguise.
Jeez, yeah.
So I fell for him. I went with him.
So how long did it take? I mean, to start dating him and going out with him?
It was instantly. When I remember he bought me a few drinks. We danced together, and that was it. That was the initiation, and I was in. I was his girlfriend after a few hours. I think
Okay.
he saw in me that little wallflower, easy to manipulate. I looked like one, and I was one. And I think guys who are in that scene, they can smell it a mile away. So
Absolutely, yeah.
I was easy
How
prey.
old, if I may ask, how old was he?
He was a few years older, but not so. Maybe 5 years older, not that much older.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, well, mature enough to know what, you
exactly.
know, to
Exactly.
recognize the weakness in a 17 years old girl. Yeah.
Yes.
Unexperienced. First time,
Unexperienced.
few times in the club. I'm gonna sort that out.
Yes. And yeah, I thought if I'll give him my everything, then it will be okay. I thought in my mind I had to give myself completely away and then it would be the fairy tale. But no, it was not.
Oh my God, yeah, exactly. I mean, what at that age, what you understand? I mean, the same I think is for everyone. The
Yes.
thing is, if you don't go through these experiences, what do you know? I mean, exactly. You come from emotional neglect, and exactly you prepared to give yourself now and then immediately thinking, if I give everything, I'm gonna be
Yes.
so elevated to this love, to this protection, to something special.
Yes. I was in my own little bubble thinking it was the beginning of a huge thing that was going to be very beautiful. And I didn't know
Big
it was the
romance.
road down.
So, yeah, okay. That's how long when the first crack appeared? When did you start seeing the first crack?
I already saw when we went out clubbing that he would be rough to other people, men mostly.
Okay.
And then I thought, you see, he is rejecting other men, he is taking charge when something is happening, he's on top of it. So I still felt protected in the beginning. Because in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, it was complete love bombing, and I was so numb to everything. I thought it was all. I'm looking for the word bevestiging in Netherlands. Everything I thought was. Oh my word.
Special just for you.
It was justification of what I was thinking, the things he did in the beginning. And
So you were justifying all his actions.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
in the beginning, yes.
Thinking that was protection. You were the queen of the
Yes.
situation. He would never do anything against you.
Yes, he would protect me at all costs and at all times against anything and everything, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And then it didn't go exactly
No. So then
what you thought.
I started to see that, in fact, he was trying to control me by doing things, and those things would install fear in my mind, in my brain, and in my body. Um, okay, I'm gonna tell you this one story. Imagine we were sitting in the living room. So he lived with his parents. They were poor, right? But the parents, we knew exactly when they were home. They were gone a lot. They would go also in the bars drinking and stuff. The house was rather clean, but they were poor, you could tell. It was a very old sofa. The paper on the wall was, hanging. It was very.
Oh,
They smoked. It was very dark. The wall and the paper.
musty, yeah.
Yeah, it was all old curtains. It was only a small window, and we were sitting there with the TV, and it was winter. So we would sit next to each other. Parents were gone in the sofa with the blanket, and I thought it was gonna be a chill TV night. And we were having a bag of crisps, and okay, I thought this is it. And he put something on. Uh, it is kind of a special series, but those series, yeah, they're still on video now. Okay, I'll explain first. Nowadays, you have your smartphone when you want to record something, a video. But back
Mm-hmm.
then, when the smartphone did not exist, you had these camcorders, those small boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this series is a series of snippets, and those snippets are stories where tragically at the end of the video someone dies. And all of these little snippets, someone dies in the end. And it is real time, so it is like you see in the news. When you see in a movie someone die, you know that it's fake because it's an actor playing a scene. But when you see on
Yeah.
the news someone is dying, it's real time. You know that person is really
Yeah.
dying, and that is whole different when you watch at that. So
So
this,
basically, what was the record of the person when was dying and how was dying?
yes. So they took only like the last 3 minutes. So I give an example. There were people having a boat party, and they were having fun and playing, and someone is standing on the boat, and oh, they're having fun with their glass, and oh, they fall off the boat accidentally, and then you see a crocodile coming and hop, and they die there in the water. Some like that. Or I remember high school kids going on the top of a building and doing some kinds of, they have to do huh, some kind of an examination. They have to do like little, how do you call that? They have to play certain games to have,
Oh yeah, they had to. Yeah,
yeah,
role play,
yes,
role
like
play.
that. But then someone slips and falls off of the fucking building and crashes there. And it's all on. So, yeah, it's really,
So
really disturbing to watch
basically,
that.
so what do because I don't think it was clear. He took you to his house to watch this snippet, this recording. So that was back then. Those recordings was a video. What was that? Because now
It,
we have all this
yeah,
Netflix and stuff.
it were videos that you could go and hire in the video shop. There
Story,
were
yeah.
three of them, three series, and it's called Faces of Death. So basically, how you can die. And
Oh my. So he
in
planned that. He
yes,
hired this film, like it was a blockbuster here in the UK. So he went to hire those
yes,
films, those recording to show this to you. Oh my God. Okay.
yes. So he put the recording on, and after two snippets, I saw that it was real. I was shocked. I didn't want to watch such violence. And so I sat there, but I closed my eyes. I was like, I'm not gonna watch. And then he saw I closed my eyes, and he said, "Hell no!" And he came sit next to me, and he said, "You have to open your eyes." And he replayed it so many times that, yeah, basically I had to open my eyes and watch the whole thing, which I did. And it was horrible because it is 1 hour of snippets. It's maybe like 30 different ways of seeing different people die or animals die in agony and in pain. It's awful. So I watched that, yet it makes you want to vomit. It was awful. And then we went to bed, and of course I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep for 1 freaking week watching all of this. It's
Jeez.
horrendous.
I mean, yeah, that is a
Yes,
psychopath behavior. I mean,
yes.
this guy wasn't right in his mind.
No, and I was
I mean,
so confused. I didn't have the time to think, this is not normal. Wait a minute. I was left in, I was so confused. I just went with him to bed, and my brain didn't have the time to,
to
um,
process it
yeah, to
because
process
just
all,
it's
to
too much,
digest
too
it.
fast.
Yes, it was shoved in my mind, yeah, against my will.
Oh my God. I mean, and of course, what did you think? I mean, so at that point, did you think I mean, time to leave, a time to, I don't know, did you think
No,
that was to,
I didn't think anything at that point. I was just frozen, and now thinking of it, I thought many times, oh, that's just one time. It will be better next time. That's just one tiny bit of him that's not so okay, but oh, all the rest is okay. I was justifying all these things, and oh, it's okay, it's okay. I was making it okay because I wanted to be with him. Yes.
yeah, that's what it is to, it's the moment that you don't recognize yourself anymore because you're so in need of support, love, somebody shows you some affection, and oh my God,
Yes. So
wow,
basically, he did not protect my sensitivity, he used it against me. And that's
yeah.
not love.
So basically, try to forge you in that psychotic behavior, the psychotic emotional torture, because for him to behave like that, you know, people are not born like that. He must have been a victim of some sort of violence
Because
because,
we never talked a lot. Communication between us was sex. And I thought that was love. And he was giving that to
mm,
me regularly. And there was also cuddles in between. And there was just enough breadcrumbs to keep me hooked. And that's
yeah,
why I said, oh, I minimized the bad stuff in the beginning. Oh, it will be okay. That's only one time. He's having a bad day. Things like that. I
yeah,
was minimizing it for myself.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you cannot explain otherwise.
No.
He never talked about his family. I mean, if he went through violence
No.
when he was young,
No,
because
we were using substances. We didn't talk. Our communication was sex and going out in the clubs. And
oh, okay.
no, no, there was no depth whatsoever. Zero. No.
What happens after? So you would see and meet, go out clubbing and use the substances. How long did it last, this relationship?
Whew, I think 1 year and a half.
Wow, that's quite a long time.
Yes.
Quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did he represent to you emotionally, this guy? Even though you said it was like protection and
Yeah, more than emptiness. When you feel empty, there's nothing. And then you will take everything because it's more than nothing, even if it's bad, like him. Even if it's
yeah,
bad. So I was completely confusing. I wanted someone to protect me, to nurture, to be the masculine energy, to build something together, but that was not what I got. I got little fragments of it, but mixed with a whole lot of other things, and it was not a good cocktail.
so but you see, there was this trait of violence on him.
Hmm.
As we said, deep down kind of attracts you. Back then, did attract you this kind of
Yes, I was
what were
always.
you thinking?
I I think it came from a place of emptiness, like I told. I was attracted to those kinds of things because I confused it with love, and because also my nervous system was used to it as from before,
Mm,
chaos and lack and all these things. So what you emit to the universe, you attract, and that's what
yeah,
was I was attracting. I was emitting lack and emotional
yeah.
gap. So I got it. I got exactly what I was emitting. That was my frequency at that time.
Right, yeah, that's what they say. When whatever you vibrate at, whatever your frequency is, you send that vibration out, and it's gonna come back to you in that form of, um, in
Mm-hmm.
that case, was lack,
Yes.
and you would attract this guy. Even though, of course, he presented well. I don't think he presented like a caring, loving person. He just presented as a
Yeah.
person who he was.
A macho
Of
man.
course,
A macho
uh,
man. Typical the
and
biker
you,
man with a leather jacket and the big bike, and he didn't have a big bike, but he had like a kind of an old sports car, like an old Mustang, kind of that car, you know. And then with the leather jacket that he had, and the long hair and the ponytail, he was
Yeah,
like,
that was it. I remember the leather jacket days. It was in the 90s, all this leather
yes,
jacket.
it was very attractive to the young flower wall girls like me.
Oh, I mean, we laugh now.
Yes, but then, whew,
Oh my God. So, what other experience have you had with with this? No, we don't want to say names. With this guy.
huh,
Uh,
at the, I got aware. No, now I'm aware. Then I didn't. But now seeing the whole story, he was at a certain point in time, he was trying to completely erode my boundaries. That was another system of his to hook me. So another story. We were in the bedroom. The bedroom was not cozy at all. It was a mattress on the floor, like you see in the movies. It was a poor household. It was clean, but it was, yeah, nothing but nothing like my bedroom in my home with my parents. And then you had the little window. It was rather cold, so we had the big blankets and we were completely under them when we went to sleep. That was also the intimacy room. That room. That was also the room when we went out clubbing where we would dress up and stuff. That was the everything room. So it was also the room where we got intimate. It was a bit the room of everything. And when you are on substances, you are quite intimate a lot because your boundaries go, they go from that to very small. Your resistance lowers when you are on substances. So one day he came up with the idea of he wanted to take me in the back door, if you know what I mean. That was his desire. And I was like, ah. I saw that on those movies and those, yeah, I saw it, how it must happen, but I was not really saying yes, but also I was not really, I was in between, and he saw this, he saw me hesitate, and that's bam, why he, when he came in. So one day he gave me a whole bunch of substances. I took it. It was quiet for a few days. And then he took advantage of the situation because he knew when I was having all these things, I was very easy to manipulate, more easy than otherwise.
Vulnerable, basically.
Yeah, very
And it
vulnerable.
basically was that
And he just
abuse,
talked me
you know,
into
was like,
it. Yeah, he talked me into it, and he did his thing. And I just let it happen because I was not able to fight it off whatsoever. And then when I came out of the whole thing, when I woke up, when my conscience was more clear, I was having this pain, and I thought like, ooh, this is not
so basically
comfortable at all. So I
oh my
mentioned
God, so
it. I said, I don't like it. But I said it very, not too loud. I didn't want to disturb him. I said it like really like a tiny bit. Um, and he was just like, well, yeah. He didn't say much of it. And I remember we were in the room, in the bed, when I was mentioning that. And he just went downstairs. I thought maybe he's gonna get a glass of water. I don't know. He came up the stairs. I heard him like took, very slow, not in a hurry at all. And he entered the room with a broom. And I thought, is he going to clean? What's going to happen? And he said, you know what he said? He took the broom. he put it in his own behind, the broomstick, and I was like, I didn't know what I was seeing. And he turned around and while it was in there, and he said, "You see, everyone is doing it. It's normal." And I was completely shocked again now. And I was like, oh shit. And yeah, he had me so confused that I was frozen and I didn't know what to think, how to think. And then afterwards we went watch TV, normal TV, as if nothing happens. And my mind
Oh
could
my
not
God.
process all of this. So that was his way of confusing me. So regularly he would do a thing like that, confuse me with something that I was thinking, well,
Shocking.
what is this?
He had to shock you
Yeah,
just to
it
kind of
was
exactly.
shocking. It was
It's
shocking.
about eroding your self-confidence, destroying you emotionally just to get into your psyche and manipulate and
Yes.
make you do whatever he desired.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That was.
Was he was he the one who introduced you to the substances?
Yes, that was the
So,
one.
all right, okay. So I mean, oh God. So he just gave you the stuff, and you took it, and you said, "Oh my God, I can do this. It's nice."
Yes,
What
because
was your first feeling? I remember the first time I smoked, I was vomiting, but the pressure was too much, and I went along with it.
no, I was not vomiting. I was. It was like heaven on earth. That's why I continued. He gave me like one little tablet, and I was like, "Woo! I am the queen of the club, and everything looks pink." Yeah, it
Wow.
was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Depends what, yeah. It was as full of tablets and stuff that change your chemistry internally. Yes,
Yes.
then you get a different reaction, of course.
I was in another
Um,
reality. I was so happy on that tablet. Oh my god! And it was only one a night. They were very strong at that time, very strong. And he knew I liked it, and he knew he could hook me with that. And later on that multiplied, and he would give me different things to try and it was all nice. He knew what I liked and he gave it to me whenever he wanted
was his
something.
job a basic? Was his job a basic? Was he smuggling?
Is Yeah, he was a dealer. he was the
Ah, okay.
he was the head of the gang. He was the head
All right.
dealer.
So
Yes,
he was okay.
he was
Yeah, now I
trafficking.
understand. So he was one of these big boys
He
doing
was
his
the big boy
business.
at that
Yeah.
time. Yes.
Oh my word.
and
Well, there we
and
go.
and also what he did, um, just to maybe he felt at one time that I was getting too scared, too afraid, or there were boys that would be with me in school in my classroom that were bullying me. And it was only one time. Those boys appeared in the club, and I was like, ooh, they were never there. And suddenly, those five guys were there. One was with me in the classroom, and he bullied me like I didn't like that. And I told him, hey, that's the guy from my class. He bullies me. Oh my god. So he took the guy outside and he told the other guys, you are five, you are going to go now. Immediately. Go in your car and go home. And they were looking at each other, they didn't know what to do. Maybe they were thinking, he doesn't mean it. And he took that guy from my class, he had beaten him so badly, and he said, you want to think twice? You're going home now or not? Or what? Do I have to continue? I'll take another one of you. And then they took the guy with the four others, they put him in the car, and they never came back that night. So he showed me, you see, I love you, with the violence. And
Yeah,
okay, that
yeah.
was his way of telling me, You see, I am for you, not against you. It's all part of it. I love you, baby. I love you, darling. But it was just another form of programming me.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yes.
mean, it's as we said, of course, the master of manipulation. Peter has done that so many other times, and
Mm-hmm.
so his life was rough dealing in violence.
Yeah, he
And
made me do stuff I would never do otherwise, never. But I did all of those things just because I was his girlfriend and because he told me to do it. Even if I was scared or I thought no, anyway, I did it. Because in the end, I was so fearful. Yeah, he installed fear in everywhere. In my mind, in my soul, in my body. Uh, yeah. I was
so,
running
how,
on fear and on survival constantly.
God, what was the tipping point for you to decide and say, okay, enough, it's enough?
Oh, uh, yeah, there is one story, but that story that's not for now. That story is for another episode. But basically, that day I feared my life. I really feared for my life, and that day I understood I was almost going to die, possibly that day, because that
Right,
incident
okay.
was so gigantic. And that day I thought, oh, I can't stay with him. I didn't know how. I was so afraid. I knew I had to go. Anyhow, I had to go. I knew.
And your parents, did they know about this relationship?
Yes,
Did
they
the
knew.
school know? Yeah, they knew.
They knew I was with him. They knew I went to his house every week. But they didn't know all of that.
Okay.
No.
So they didn't realize you were using substances and
Substances, I think they saw when I came home sometimes to grab other clothes. I was getting thin. I was getting very skinny at a point in time, and then there is something. They saw my behavior change also a bit. They didn't see fully. They expected it, maybe something like that. But everything what happened in there, they didn't know. They knew he was the bad boy and that I was with him and that probably things were happening, but they never knew what exactly. No,
yeah.
I was too
So but
afraid to tell.
yeah. So I mean, if we were to analyze why a teenage girl go down that road and seek um, this kind of relationship. So it is clear because there was a lack of something. There was a
Yes.
lack of, even though you had your parents, both of them, and so they were there, they were present,
Mm.
but there was a void.
There
There
was a
was
boy.
there was a void, and then there was the bullying as well, where we talked
Yes.
the other episodes. So there is always, you see, a discomfort in your emotional life that the person, the teenagers, at these first experiences, go out and try to fill that void.
And it felt like family. It's really strange because every time I entered the club, oh, I knew because I was with him. I knew I knew him, of course. I knew the other dealers. I knew most of the clients coming there. It were all wounded people, all of them, or like 98% of them. And so it was
Yeah,
basically like one big family because we trauma bonded with each other and we were taking tablets together and being like ooh all the time. So it was one big gigantic illusion, whereas I was trapped in a big illusion.
yeah,
But it felt safe. At that time, this felt like family because my nervous system was addicted to chaos and was wanting chaos and got chaos.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, it makes sense in that way
Yes,
because exactly you don't have anything else. That is the only thing that makes you feel comfortable, and and you go for it.
yes,
And then you find yourself in this situation. You say, "Oh, something is wrong, but I don't know what's wrong.
yeah,
Something is not adding up. I'm not getting what I thought I was getting." Well, it is certainly a very young traumatic experience.
yes.
So if you look now back from these experiences and skipping, you know, how long did it take you to realize these are toxic relationships?
Whew. It took me a while. It took a while because that boy, that first guy, he was just the first one of a whole series of guys. Would be like one, two, three, four, five, six of the same kind before I realized that it was really up until here, and I said, now this I am up to the ceiling. I don't want it anymore. It has to be done with the violence. It has to be out of my life, and I don't want it anymore. But up till then, I kept repeating the same loops with different faces, but same kind of environments and then things happening. So it took a while before I realized.
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think exactly in many experiences, many people, they go through patterns of those abusive relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It is, they're all different, of course. We are all unique and we all experience different relationships. And it's not easy to break until you really either, as you said, you get full of this crap and you decide, okay, no more,
Mm-hmm.
or you just keep on repeating it.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I'm gonna throw some of my experiences as well. Well, I must admit, I I do have always had a very strong personality, so kind of domineering personality, and for me, if I compare myself to my sister, the younger sister, she was, because of course we come from traumatic family. The trauma is just endless in my family. So my sister, she was a very weak and emotionally damaged by my parents, that she attracted just trash.
Mm.
And she was abused, bitten, and anyway, the story is. But in my case, I don't know why I promised myself no man would ever touch me, and I meant it. And no one would ever touch me or raise their voices with me. That would be it. On the other hand, I had shit relationships. I can't say abusive, physically abusive, but they were just unavailable,
Mm.
just unavailable. Either because they had the other one on the other side lying to me. Um, so, and of course, coming from a traumatic family with all these trauma lack of love, no lack, absence of love. You get attached to anyone who throws you a breadcrumb.
Yeah.
So, yes, I spent a few years um, chasing, this person who wasn't available. It's not nice. It's not. You just waste years with somebody who's not available, and
Yes.
so more or less, yeah, we can share. I mean, there was, as I said, the only thing. But then again, I didn't have violence with my boyfriend, but I had violence at home.
Yes.
All around, it was a different way, different places, but yeah, different shapes, form. So yes, that, and this, of course, all comes under your childhood,
Yes.
absence of love, and those are traumas that will sign the rest of your life until you realize the first thing and the most important thing is to come within yourself, to start loving yourself, to start putting those boundaries up and say, exactly, that's beautiful. that's
Yes. It's to remind
that's
myself
that
every
is the
single
best
day.
tattoo. This, Anik Maria, this is the best tattoo I ever saw. I'm not a tattoo person, but that's the best I ever saw.
Yes. It's,
This is really nice.
it's
Yes,
really a
and it's
reminder for me and for
yeah,
everyone.
yeah, and the message is from us to everyone who's following is I know there are so many people who went through similar experiences, so many others worse, and so many others may still in these conditions, this situation of relationships,
Yeah.
abuses, and
Still in the
stuff.
loops. Still in the loops and not knowing what to do, how to get out. But yeah, it's very difficult.
Yes,
When you know you are trapped. Because after a
yeah,
while you know, you get aware.
yeah. It's I don't know what it is. I mean, look, I be honest, since I started my spiritual journey, I always saying, okay, my spiritual side say this, my human side say this, because we are in this body, in this life experience, and this is our humanity. As
Hmm.
much as we like to present ourselves as a spiritual people, but sometimes when I feel to tell you to go and f off, and I'll tell you no problem,
Yes,
just get out of my face and get and f off.
me too.
So I'm gonna say something very I mean, I said already sometimes, but it's very harsh in a sense. Um, for those who are in violent relationships, this will continue until you're allowed to.
Hmm.
It will continue any kind of relation, any kind of abuses. It will continue until you're allowed to. And there is no excuses for anybody to say,
True.
I cannot leave. Don't have the money. I have children.
Mm.
If I leave, I'm gonna be lost. I'm gonna die. No, no. You are allowing somebody to abuse you, and the abuser knows, as you said in your experience, it takes time to understand that you have been abused. But sometimes, people knows that I've been abused. I have no hope. I'm useless. I'm this, I'm that. No,
Negative
there is always
self-talk.
hope.
Negative
Yes.
self-talk. Because that's also something when you are in those loops make you tell bad things to yourself. And by telling the bad things to yourself, you are keeping the loop. So it's a little bit double. You have to break your own psychological pattern to get out of there also. You have to break it. So for me, the healing started um, when I stopped betraying myself for other people's goddamn comfort. And now I am at a point, now I'm 50 years old, where I don't hesitate, I don't blink for a second, I cut people off with my little scissor. I don't hate those people. I just cut them out of my
Yeah,
life if I feel they're taking my peace or they're trying to. If they're not adding value, it's a no no for me. I'm not giving my time and energy to make someone else comfortable because it's not my task. My task is to make me comfortable. That little girl inside, me, myself, Annick Maria, not somebody else. And if everyone on the planet did that, the work on themselves, so the realization, the learning the boundaries, the trusting the intuition, protecting themselves, it would be so much better. Oh my God.
absolutely. I agree 100%.
And
Any
even,
final thoughts?
yeah,
Yeah.
even one more very, very, very thing that most people or most highly sensitive people do when in the beginning, when you're on your healing journey, so you come from all the chaos and you want peace, you want it, but your body doesn't recognize it. In the beginning, it can feel a bit like boredom. Like, oh, I don't want
Yeah.
to go there, it's boring. But no, it's peace that's coming. You have to allow it. Don't think it's boring. It's just your nervous system that is still a little bit in the chaos. It's not
Yeah.
boring. It's exactly what you need. Allow it, open yourself to it, and whoo, land in you
Breathe.
inside. Yes.
I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, our conversation may have been uncomfortable for some people today, because sometimes the hardest truth is to face it, that our wounds can silence our choices, our relationships for us. So many of us were never taught boundaries. That is another thing. We haven't, we when you're young, when you're too young, you haven't experienced this life experiences, so you were never taught the boundaries.
It's the opposite.
Um,
The
exactly,
opposite.
we were taught survival.
We were taught,
You just need.
oh, I don't know how they call that in English. Here on the Dutch side, they call it you keep the church in the middle. That means a little bit like uh, you have to make sure that everyone is comfortable. Everyone. So you have to keep everything in balance for everyone
Balance.
to be in
Yeah,
their comfort zone. But you cannot be in your comfort zone. But everyone else around you has to. That is what they tell us all the freaking time.
yeah, and that's wrong.
Very wrong.
Absolutely, because to accommodate everyone else, you put yourself always on the back seat, on
Oh
the back
no, no,
seat.
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
We are done with the
not
back seats. Now we're on the front seat. F it.
absolutely, my dear. So with that, we say we learned to choose validation, tolerate emotional domination, fear, abandonment, and confuse emotional dependency with love. But as you said, no anymore. Healthy love does not control, it does not manipulate.
No.
That's our message. It does not feel feed on fear. Real love feels safe. It respects boundaries. It allows you to breathe, grow, speak, and exist without fear of losing yourself.
And it starts with you. That's the first thing.
Lovely.
Because if
Absolutely.
you don't love you, no one else will love you too. You have
No
to
one
love
will
on
offer
you first. Keep that there.
in
It's the
mind.
most
Yes.
important thing. And it has nothing to do with selfishness or egotistical thing. No.
Shall we present our books? before we go, we both wrote our experiences, and we shall present these books every time, Annika Maria, because we
Yes.
keep on forgetting.
We keep on forgetting.
So, okay, I say thank you, Annika Maria. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
to the public for being with us with this episode. And if you liked this episode, please like, share, and we'll see you for next episode. Bye now. Love to everyone.
E acqui detesto qui la peccando, non sono per la santa ius est statutas pro meritus sum.